This is the book of Job 20 and 27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. So I'm going to read this again. This is Job 20 and 27. It says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity. And how are the heavens going to reveal his iniquity? Through the internet. Okay, you got those satellites out there, in space that send, these signals across the globe. Okay, and this information is being spread throughout the four corners of the earth at a rapid rate as well. Okay, because as soon as you post something online, it's global instantly. Okay, and anybody, that has that URL, okay, can view whatever you posted. Okay, and then, the times that we're in now, these different platforms, you got the algorithm, it'll just send you random things. Okay, and this man is getting exposed. All right, it says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. And as a result of him getting exposed, the earth is going to rise up against him. All these nations are going to turn on him. Okay, because the truth of, who this damn devil is going to be revealed. Okay, before we continue, let's bring this out. It's the book of Obadiah 1, and I'll start at 1. It says, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, power concerning Edom. And this is, it's not a mystery to us, okay, because we've been in this thing, for a while, so we know exactly who Esau Edom is. But to these people out here, it's a mystery. Okay, they don't know who the Edomites are, and you let Esau tell it. They don't exist anymore. They're gone. They've been destroyed. The prophecies concerning their destruction has already taken place, and they're no longer here on the earth, that's a lie. Okay, the Edomites are still here, and they have been identified, and their identity is being made public. Okay. It says the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, concerning Edom. Okay, so this whole chapter, okay, is dedicated to what's going on with the Edomites, okay, and how Yahweh Shem Yahushai feels towards them. Okay, which the world doesn't really know how the Heavenly Father feels towards Esau Edom. All right, because this damn devil, he has basically, told the people down here on the earth that biblical nationalities don't exist. Okay, outside of, the Jews and Cush and Ishmael, the other nations are done away with. So we don't know who the other nations are. Okay, there's only like 3 biblical nations that's still down here. So we don't know who Edom is or where he's at. So it's not a big deal. No, it is a big deal. Okay, the Edomites have been prophesied to be ruling in the end times, the last days. Okay, and their kingdom, when it's destroyed, it will usher in the establishing of the kingdom of heaven. So it's very important to know who the Edomites are. Okay, it says, we have heard a rumor from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Okay, and you had ambassadors back then, you got many ambassadors now. Okay, and what are these ambassadors saying? Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. And that's what these other nations are saying. They're preparing for war against Esau Edom. Okay, it says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Okay, although these Edomites, they try to portray themselves as being, the top, of the nations. Okay, they're the most important people down here on the earth. They're real insignificant. Okay. The only reason why they were looked at some kind of way is because Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave them certain technology. Okay, but now these other nations, they have the same technology, and they can see the state that Esau Edom is in. You're through. Your countries are declining, man. Okay, so all that BS that you push out, about you being the smartest person, no other nation is as smart as you are. Well, if you are that smart, why is your societies collapsing? Okay. Why couldn't you maintain that level of prosperity in your countries? Okay, why are they crumbling? Why you got, nations that used to be third world countries on a higher level than you right now? Okay. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And everybody hates you. Nobody likes you. Okay, especially when you go into the history of what these damn devils have done. Okay, it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And that's the history of these Edomites. Okay, they go back to the caves, yet they proud as hell. Okay, it says, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And this damn devil's got a whole bunch of philosophies to back that up. Okay, he portrays himself as being the best nation, the top nation in history. Okay, which is true to a certain extent. You were able to achieve certain things that, you know, no other nation was able to achieve. You achieved flight. Okay, you went up there into outer space, but those things were prophesied of the Edomites. Okay, who Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to completely destroy. All right, so let's touch on this image that you see here, which I came across this on Instagram. Yeah, I was just you know, scrolling, and this popped up. All right, which, you know, through the spirit, this could be, you know, a brother's page. So I don't really see, you know, an Edomite, you know, putting something up like this, or really any other nation, you know. So the individual that, you know, put this up there, he may be, you know, in the truth. Okay, nevertheless, we're going to read this. All right, it says, every time they are exposed, they change their names. Okay, the Edomites, Bolshevism, okay, which when you go into the Bolshevik revolution out in Russia, you'll come to understand who was behind that. It was the small hats. All right. And it says the Jews, Zionism, Canaanites, ISIS, Khazars, Al-Qaeda, Khazars, socialists, Ashkenazi Jews, progressives, Illuminati, socialists, Dems, Marxists, Democrats, communism, globalists, and it is even happening today. Okay, you know, you had a big thing with the exposure of the Illuminati happening more recently, you know, 2007, 8, 9, 10, you know, moving forward from there. And then all of a sudden they changed their name. Now it's a deep state, you know, because Esau is always trying to hide himself, but you can't hide no more, man. Okay, and forget all those other titles, the Bolshevism that you see, the Jews, the Canaanites, Khazars, Ashkenazi, Illuminati. You have been properly identified as your biblical identity, okay, which is Edomites. And as it says here at the bottom, it says it's the Edomites, stupid. So this damn devil getting exposed, okay, because I'm not the only person that's seen this. All right, this is getting pushed on the algorithm on Instagram. So even somebody that's not really into, you know, the scriptures per se, or, you know, thinking critically about certain things, they'll come across this. All right, and that seed has been planted. Okay, it says it's the Edomites, stupid. The Edomites calling themselves Jews, pretending to be the tribe of Judah. And this is really what Esau Edom doesn't want to come out, but it's coming out. Okay, and the first ones to expose this are the prophets, the true servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and now it's being noised abroad. Okay, this damn devil is getting exposed. All right, let's bring this out. Which just shows you that we at the end. Okay, because the more this devil gets exposed, the closer we are to his complete and utter annihilation. All right, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'll start at 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, now when you know who the Edomites are, you know what they represent. Okay, if you have read about the Edomites, which this is one of the reasons why Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy them. All right, this is the book of Malachi 1, and I'll start at 1. It says, the burden of the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? And that's Jake's response to the Heavenly Father. Okay, the Most High has stated multiple times that he loves you. And then your response is, well, where he showed us love. Where hast thou loved us? Okay, and the main reason Jacob say that is because, all the hell that we caught, okay, and are catching, okay, us being under them curses, which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai told you straight up that this is what you're going to go through if you disobey my words, okay. Jake agreed to it, and now Jake got a problem with the consequences, all right, in typical Jake fashion, man. Okay, it says, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? And this is the Heavenly Father's response to you niggas, man. Okay, was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Yet I loved Jacob and I hated Esau. See, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, he could have let it play out how it would have played out on a carnal level. Okay, the firstborn gets the principal blessing, and the secondborn, okay, and the rest of the children after that, they just get a regular blessing. But the firstborn, he gets the principal blessing, okay, from his father. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai said, nah, it ain't going down like that. Okay, I want Jacob to get the principal blessing because I love him. All right, Esau, hey, I don't care what happens to him. Okay, that's Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai showing you love. But see, our people, they're not going to think like that. Okay, Jake is an individual that deals in the now. Okay, Jake's in the flesh. All right, it says, I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness, which is getting ready to happen. Okay, when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai destroys this damn devil, which Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to show his ultimate love to the nation of Israel when he does this. Okay, because we are currently in the hands of Esau Edom. Okay, yet the entire nation of Israel is not going to get caught up in this destruction. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to pull them out. Okay, and the Most High is going to exhibit how much he loves the nation of Israel when he destroys Esau Edom and spares some of them. Okay, it says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. So any society, okay, that Esau Edom sets up, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to be against this. That's why it's so important for you to know who the Edomites are. Okay, and why it's such a big deal that this damn devil's getting exposed. Okay, because he's nothing that he said he is. All right, he's not a white man. He's not a European. He's not a Caucasian. Okay, he's not a French person. Okay, he ain't Scandinavian. All right, he ain't none of those things. He's an Edomite. Okay, and the Most High right here is declaring that anytime Esau Edom builds something, I'm going to be against that place. I'm going to destroy it. All right, and that's exactly what's going to happen to Babylon the Great and the rest of these societies that Esau Edom has set up throughout the four corners of the earth. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is against these individuals. Okay, which will change your perception on how you view these people. These ain't, people that are of the Heavenly Father. Okay, these people aren't sent by the Heavenly Father to do his will down here on the earth on the right hand side to lead you down the path of righteousness. These people are wicked, man. Okay, which is the reason why they conduct themselves in the manner that they conduct themselves. They do the things that they do. Okay, they causing chaos throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. And this is what's being exposed at an all-time high. Okay, people are coming to realize how wicked these damn devils are. Okay, especially with those small hats. You see what they doing over there, to them Ishmaelites, which, to hell with them. Okay, they deserve whatever they get anyway for what they did to the nation of Israel. Nevertheless, these individuals portraying themselves to be the people of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai are not moving in accordance with the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, the things that they're doing to those people is not warranted. Okay, nor is it permissible in the law. Okay, and these damn devils, they do some sick shit. Okay, I'm gonna say it like that, man. Things that are completely forbidden in the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but these individuals are doing it. Okay, and the reason why they're doing those things is because, like it says here, they're the border of wickedness. This is the wicked. Okay, what you are witnessing is the son of perdition being exposed, which that word perdition means destruction, the man of sin. Okay, and that term man of sin don't mean the Antichrist. Okay, there's a certain individual that's going to rise up You know, and he's going to lead the world down the path of worship, and Satan is just going to be one man. That term man of sin just refers to these people being completely attached to the left-hand side. Okay, the thing that they're about is wickedness. Okay, that's their culture. Okay, and that's Esau, Edom, just like we reading here. It says the border of wickedness. Meaning what? Anytime that these people establish themselves somewhere, nothing but sin and iniquity and wickedness is going to come from them. Okay, and he so happens to have reign over the whole earth. So his wickedness is spread throughout the four corners of the earth. His philosophies, his wicked philosophies have spread throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and now people are beginning to wake up and realize that this damn devil ain't right. Okay, he's a liar. All right, he proclaims to be a follower of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, but he does not follow the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. He doesn't follow the laws in the Bible. Okay, and that's evident when you compare his conduct to the scriptures. All right, and there's nothing that you can do to get these devils to act right. Okay, that's just how they are. All right, the man of sin. Okay, the son of perdition. It says, and they shall call him the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai hath indignation forever. And when you look this word indignation up, the definition is anger aroused by something perceived as unjust or unworthy. Okay, and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has deemed all these Edomites unworthy and unjust as a people. Okay, and what proves that Esau Edom is unjust? Look at his ways. Okay, if you do something that's good in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, this damn devil looks at you like you did something wrong. Okay, he'll judge you as a wicked individual. But if you do something wrong in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, he'll praise you. Okay, and one of the the easiest examples to give is these sodomites that's out here, man, which Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai highly looks down upon. He despises them. Actually, that's an abomination. Esau uplifts these individuals to the highest level in this society. Okay, he give them a whole month. Okay, they free to have a parade in his cities. He actually shuts down a certain section for them out here in San Francisco when they have their event. He shuts down a certain section of the city for them so they can have a huge abomination fest, man. Okay, and it's right there in front of the civic center of the city. So where the city hall and all the things are for the city administration, that's where they have they festival, man. Showing you what this city is about, showing you what Esau Edom is about. He's all about breaking the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, and this can only fit one individual down here on the earth. Who else is doing these things? Okay, on one hand, they proclaim to be, servants of the Heavenly Father. They believe in God, quote unquote, but then they do everything opposite that the Heavenly Father told you to do. They're the only nation doing these things. Okay, so back in 2 Thessalonians 2, we'll read 3 again. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, and he's being revealed. Okay, and again, like I mentioned earlier, the man of sin is not talking about one individual, it's talking about a people. Okay, and we just read about those people in the book of Malachi, the 1st chapter. Okay, they shall call them, the Edomites, the border of wickedness. Okay, so the man of sin is Esau Edom. All right, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. The reason why he wasn't exposed back then is because certain things had to take place. Okay, there were certain prophecies that had to be fulfilled before we reached this point. Okay, so that's why it was a mystery of who the man of sin is, who the son of perdition is back then. Okay, but now everything is being revealed. You are finding out who the Edomites are. Okay, and that little post, showed it a little bit. Okay, but it didn't go far enough. All right, it's not just the Amalekites. It's not just the small hats. Okay, it's not just the 1948ers. It's all these so-called Europeans as a whole. Okay, they are the Edomites. Okay, these Edomites in France, these Edomites in Britain, okay, these Edomites in Denmark, these Edomites in Brussels and Germany, okay, in Luxembourg, these Edomites over here in America, these Edomites in Portugal, in Spain, in Greece, in Italy, okay. These are the Edomites, man, and they inhabit the whole earth. They're in control of the earth right now. Okay, and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is exposing because he's getting ready to destroy them. All right. It says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Okay, because during that time, the Romans were in power. So they were already working. Okay. It says, only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. So the reason why these people are still in power, even though they're completely wicked, is because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has prophecies to fulfill. Okay. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed. And he's being revealed right now. They're being exposed as the Edomites. Okay. And like we read in Malachi, the 1st chapter, the Edomites are completely wicked. Okay, the Edomites have the indignation of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai upon them perpetually. Okay, there ain't nothing they can do to shake it. So eventually, they're going to be destroyed. All right? And that's, who was talking about when you read about the wicked being destroyed. Okay, you read in the book of Job, the triumphant of the wicked is short. It's talking about Esau, Edom. Okay, although he's in power and he's prospering, his triumphing is short. Because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai guaranteed is going to cut this damn devil's time short, man. He's going to take him out of power. Guaranteed. Okay? The Most High is not going to allow an individual like this to rule forever. Okay? And see, that vibration is being pushed on the people of the earth when we expose who Esau Edom is. Okay? And we go into, what his character is in the scriptures. Okay, and what place he holds in the sight of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, it's gonna hit different when you look at this individual. Okay, from the scriptural viewpoint as opposed to the madness that he pushed out there. You listen to this damn devil. He always been in power. Okay, since the beginning of time, man. The first civilization to come on the scene, it was Esau. He the ancient Sumerians. Okay, when you watch these history documentaries and he puts the people on there, he tries to give you an insight into how they dressed and what life was like back then through his media. Okay, he shows himself. He's the Sumerians. Okay, he was the Neo Babylon. He was the Assyrians. Okay, he's the Persians and the Medes. He's the Hittites. He's the Egyptians. He everybody. Except for who he really is. Okay? Because you'll see all kind of documentaries on, these biblical nations. But one documentary you ain't never gonna see is a documentary on the Edomites. Okay, and he ain't gonna go into the lifestyle of Esau, how the Edomites lived in the ancient time. He ain't never gonna hit you with that portrayal of him being the Edomites. He'll do that with, every other nation, but not that. Okay, I wonder why. Okay, this damn devil's all in the history. He's so smart, he can't tell you who the Edomites are, man. They're done away with. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that's another indicator of who the Edomites are. Okay, who are the prophets of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai cursing out mainly? Okay, well, what are we known for? Who are we known for going against mainly? They'll say, well, we're racist and we hate Edomite. We hate so-called white people. Okay, they hate them. And they hate, those 1948ers, which is true. Yeah, we don't like you Edomites, okay? But really, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai don't like you. And the reason why we getting at you mainly is because you are the man of sin. You are the son of perdition. You are the Edomites, okay? As it states in the Compact Bible Dictionary, Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, Edom is the scene of great future judgments. Okay, so that's why you were at the focal point of, prophecy. Okay, or we mainly focus on you Edomites as opposed to any other nation that's out here. We don't really get on Moab like that. We don't really get on Ammon. Those nations get mentioned, okay, but Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is really gunning for you damn devils. Okay, it says, whom the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which the spirit of his mouth are the prophets. Okay, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, which is going into Yahweh Shai's second return in those chariots. Okay, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. That's where he gets his power from. All right, and the things that he does is all left-handed. Okay, all his technology. Okay, well, the times that we're coming into, okay, with this Haragma getting ready to be established, that's all from the left hand. Okay, his purpose for instituting something like that is left-handed. Okay, because he can just as easily implement some kind of system that'll track whether you're going to be righteous or not, and then judge you for going off. He said, no, we ain't going to do that. Okay, we're going to go down this left-handed path. I'm going to have you take this. Okay, and this is going to track whether or not you are on point with, the gods that I worship. Okay. So it ain't nothing righteous about what this individual got going on. Okay? Everything is left-hand energy. Okay? His philosophies are left-hand energy. The food that he gives you is left-handed, man. Okay? It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. And that's where he gets his power from. Okay? He gets it from the left-hand side. He ain't communing with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, he actually, summons and conjures up these demons, and he gets counsel from them. They tell him what to do. They give him revelations and inspiration, man. It ain't Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He ain't got the angels coming down to him, talking to him. Okay, he ain't getting visited by Gabriel and Uriel and Raphael. He getting visited by demons, man. Okay, and they telling him what he's supposed to be doing. Okay, telling him what moves to make. All right. It says, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and those lying wonders, when you look up that word lying, the word there is pseudos, which means false. Okay, and the wonders go into his miracles. So it's false miracles that he's, doing down here that got you people fooled. All right, he could build an exoskeleton and an individual that's paralyzed, or they can walk now. That's a false miracle, man, because that individual cannot walk except he has the machinery that Esau Edom created. Okay, when Yahweh Shai was down here on the scene, he was actually healing people, individuals that couldn't walk, whose legs was lame, they were weak. Okay, he actually restored them to their original state, and they were able to walk again. Okay, they didn't need no machine. All right, this damn devil don't have that power. It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth. And he's deceiving these people with his unrighteousness. Okay, these people, they're not gonna, compare his behavior to the scriptures. All right, which that's the reason why the prophets are out there to call this damn devil out. Okay, these people just see, what he's been able to achieve. And they'll associate that with, okay, well, this has to be, a individual that God is dealing with. Okay, look how he's, covered the earth. Look at his cities. Okay, anybody that's doing these things, well, God has to be on their side. All right, but he's deceived you people. Okay, he worships demons, man. He don't worship Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but you see the physical things, okay, and you get caught up in that. All right. Like, was it a couple of years back, we had this, I believe he was Lebanese, so-called Arab. He came up, he was in love with Babylon, man. The reason why he was in love with this place is because they got iPhones here. All right, so that's what sold him. Anybody that's able to make something like this, a device like this, you're connected to the internet 24/7, it's in your hand. Okay, you can look up whatever you want. You can watch videos. You can text your loved ones. You can call your loved ones. And God has to be dealing with it. But you don't understand that this man's the devil. Okay, the Heavenly Father hates this individual. He's gonna destroy him. Okay, but you deceived by those lying wonders that he came with. Okay, It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion. Okay, so the reason why you believe that this man is righteous, even though he's not, is because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai got you one of them delusions, man. Because the Heavenly Father going to destroy you. All right, basically. Okay. And really, this is talking, about Israelites. You other nations, you already done for. Okay, the Most High got Jake in a trap too. Okay, it says, and for this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth. And what's the truth of the matter? That this damn devil, he's the Edomite. Okay, the Heavenly Father hates him. The Heavenly Father is going to destroy him for his wickedness. Okay, but what's Jake saying? Well, nah, the Most High, you don't hate everybody. You don't hate them all. Maybe a couple of them, yeah, but not all of them. Some Jake actually believes that the world would be destroyed if Esau wasn't in rulership, man. Okay, if this damn devil disappears, then the world is going to end. It's going to be a huge explosion somewhere, and then everything is going to go back to the, Stone Age, technology, pre-Stone Age. Jake is, hey, man. It says that they might all be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. And, that's a lot of our people. Okay, they take pleasure in committing iniquity. Okay, and the Heavenly Father got the right individual in the power seat to expose that in our people. Okay, because all Esau Edom is about is breaking the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And our people love to have it so. That's why they fall after this damn devil. Okay, so I just want to go into that. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Hashem HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone. Shalom.